7, and to all those watching today, happy Wednesday. This is the Collective Action, and I'm Deckard. We now finally have a video for those who have missed Wright and I on Discord. We have a link to the Discord in the video description below, and for those wanting to catch the live shows, we are on stage starting at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern every Wednesday evening. Today's video, as every video we record, will be a quick summary of the essential points of our discussion this evening. Today we are starting a 4-part series on PvP within Star Trek Fleet Command and the 4 strike groups in particular. Starting with our focus today, we are going to be covering early to late crewing for Interceptors and in particular the Interceptor Strike Force, or as I like to say, we're going to be keeping up with the Cardassians. Now, crewing for Interceptors relies heavily on using and abusing the hull breach mechanic in combat. So officers like Gorkon, Lorca, and Khan are major focus pieces outside of the strike force itself. Gorkon especially, as he's more useful for many different types of crew setups, especially as the game progresses. On early interceptors such as the D3 and the Saladin, you want to focus on crews that deliver hull breach and try to end the fight quickly. For example, running Gorkon, Kurla, and Khan, or Lorca, Captain Tilly, and Honor Guard Worf, both crews will maximize the amount of damage you are dealing directly to the hull and thus ending the fight as quickly as possible. As for the strike force itself, the crew relies on 3 primary things to achieve a brutal punch. Firstly is Dukat himself. His captain's ability, while you have synergy, will give you the ability to apply hull breach 100% of the time, thus not only triggering the other 2 officers, but Dukat's officer ability, which says that after 4 rounds of combat, he increases the amount of shots each of your ship's weapons are going to be firing. The second officer in the group, and just as if not more important than Dukat, is Damar. Damar effectively reduces your opponent's weapon damage to 0 if hull breach is applied, which is massive as it allows for the fight to go longer, thus triggering Dukat's ability, but allows you to pound on your opponent with little to no damage coming back to you. The third and final officer of the group is Garrick, and his ability increases your critical hit chance significantly while hull breach is applied. In total, the crew works together to shut your opponent's weapons down and apply tons of direct damage to their hull. This is why it's becoming more and more common to see this crew during PvP events. But never fear, as powerful of a group this is, it is not without its flaws. A great counter-officer to Dukat comes in the form of TOS Uhura and the rest of the original series crew. Running TOS Uhura as the captain of an explorer is the direct answer we are looking for when combating Dukat and company. With synergy, and while morale is applied, she has a 210% chance of reducing the opponent's critical hit chance, while running TOS Kirk on the side for morale and synergy, and either TOS Spock or TOS McCoy, again for synergy and ability, you will give a massive chance at shutting down the strike force and ultimately turning the tides in your favor. Also, another officer to consider for this crew, lower decks, is Kira Nerys. At Tier 1, she will further reduce the opponent's critical hit chance by another 15%, effectively killing your opponent's ability to critical, and thus shutting down Dukat and his crew. Next week, we'll be going over the battleship crew and the battleship strike force. I thank you all for watching, and we'll see you all next week on Discord.